Welcome back with another banger. It's the React Files. Hope you're having a good night. Let's get straight to it.
Yo, this is absolutely insane. So we know that something really big is happening November 5th, right? But guess what else probably may be happening November 5th? Another hurricane, exactly where Milton and Helene both hit. And again, when's it supposed to hit? November 5th. So I've been watching this guy for a while now, and most of the time when he says something's gonna happen, it happens. And he is not the only person calling for it. A lot of people on Twitter are, and the GFS is saying this will happen. So if it's right, what does that mean for us? And at the same exact time, we have NOAA coming out, and they're debunking, saying no one can create or steer this, the technology does not exist. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. I'm just showing y'all what accredited organizations are saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, I'm pretty sure that this is going to happen. And again, this is going on when the whole world has been flooding like I've been showing you recently. It's just so weird how the organization's name is literally NOAA. Remember the flood? And so quickly people forget what just happened in North Carolina. Devastating North Carolina's population. Still out of power in multiple places and a very high unaliving count. Anyways.
All right, everyone, here we go. Welcome back. It is October 24th, 2024. We are about a week from Halloween, and we are talking about yet another hurricane coming up from the Caribbean, making its way towards Florida, and basically making landfall in the same exact spot as Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton. All right, and now the crazy part about this, my friends, get ready for this. Landfall is expected as of the data we have now on Election Day, November 5th or the 4th. And as you can see, it's Western Florida, right near where Hurricane Milton and Hurricane Helene were both forecast to hit. I just want to say we have plenty of time for this to change, but for the last few days, I've been talking about this on X and showing these areas that are still prime for development of big hurricanes. And once again, my friends, here we are with another potential hurricane. And just the fact that this thing is showing on November 4th is going to put a lot of hype around this hurricane if it does continue to form. So I will obviously keep you updated on this storm from start to finish. But one thing we need to point out right now, as far as what this season has done, we are already the number 3 most costliest hurricane season on record. We are only third to 2 other seasons, which we may still beat. And as you can see right here, we are at $151 billion. Only third to 2017 and 2005. With just the North Carolina damage alone from Helene, we may be pushing the number 1 costliest Atlantic hurricane season we've ever had. Now, for those of you that are going to tell me, oh, there's no hurricane forming, take a look at the Global Tropics Hazard Outlook Zone. The most favorable area for a hurricane to form is forming exactly where I just showed you. And this chart happens to go right through November 5th, the day after we see landfall near Florida. As far as the stats go for this season, on top of what I told you about the damage we've already been through, at this moment, Hurricane Milton is still the strongest storm we've had at 180 mile per hour sustained winds. And then we had Nadine and Oscar, which puts us to 15 total depressions, 15 total storms, 10 of those becoming hurricanes, and as of right now, 4 were major. My friends, whether this storm forms or not, the point here is to show you that the Caribbean and the Gulf are both very much capable of producing and continuing to strengthen these hurricanes. It's no coincidence that we see these storms wanting to go to the same exact areas almost every time we see a storm developing. No matter where they form, they've all been wanting to wrap into that Western Florida area. And finally, I want to end with this. Take a look at this chart. Since 2017, you're looking at every single major hurricane landfall in the Gulf of Mexico. That is 10 major hurricanes since 2017. Now, I want you to notice something right off the bat here. Look at how evenly spaced apart these major hurricane landfalls are in the state of Florida all the way through the Panhandle, and then it basically skips Alabama and Mississippi, and then goes right to Louisiana, where we have 3 major hurricane landfalls, not even counting Katrina, which was in 2005, and then we have Hurricane Harvey over here in Texas. What this leads me to believe, and you can believe this if you want, we should be expecting major hurricane landfalls around Alabama, Mississippi, and then 1 or 2 in coastal Texas between Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Laura of 2020. Make of that what you will, my friends, but that is something that I very much see happening in the next couple of years, if not sooner. All right, my friends, with that said, that is what I got for you for today. Please share this video. If we have a hurricane on Election Day, that would be complete mayhem. Let's hope that all changes. I appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to Canada, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Shout out to Enter Thin Air. Man, yo, what a coincidence. The timing. I pray this is not true. Meaning, things could change and go other ways and we not even see it. Just in case, I suggest everybody get out there and vote. The early vote, whatever it's called. Go ahead and go rock it if you're in this area. For sure. Things could be messy around that time. Real messy.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but a powerful typhoon just struck the Philippines and left parts of the Philippines completely underwater, y'all. Look at this, y'all. When I'm talking about submerged, I mean condos and homes completely submerged underwater. Those trees are about 15 to 20 feet up in the air. And do you see where this water is, y'all? Y'all see that? And the thing about it is this was going on for 2 days, y'all. Did that water. Look how powerful that water is. Bro, there is no stopping that. If people weren't holding on to things, this is what this guy's doing. He's holding on to something so he don't go. Look at how these people are crossing over. See? That water's not playing. Look at the way that these people are crossing over. Listen to. Completely flooded, bro, everywhere. And then what you continue to see is people on top of their roofs, y'all. Look at that, bro. Are you kidding me? Look at that. Look, all that water came in. Look at this. What? I am literally at a loss for words. Those waters came in all the way from over there into here. The whole planet is literally full of water.
Dang. Peace and love to the Philippines. Hope you guys are okay. Shout out to Conscious Juice. Yo, that was mind-blowing. Mind-bending. Once you see where that water came from and how high it was, as far as level, bro, he's right. If the person wasn't holding on, they were swept away.
Hey, it's Glam. Some fun stuff here. A deleted earthquake and some lovely, beautiful radar by the Philippines. I mean, I couldn't resist sharing this one. Worthy of a museum. The brushwork is superb. Oh, we must cover Hurricane Christy off the west coast of the United States. Wind speeds up to 165 miles per hour. But back to the deleted earthquake. I looked up the coordinates and, it seems to be in the vicinity of Hurricane Christy. Let's take a closer look. So, the deleted earthquake out of the entire planet sits directly in the path of Hurricane Christy. Now that is a coincidence. I'll see you in the comments. Take care.
All right, my friends, I'm about to compare Hurricane Helene to the massive flooding going on in New Mexico. This is insane. First off, we got to get this out of the way. We know weather modification is just a theory. We are just spitballing here, but I want to show you something that has to do with the flooding that has taken place in New Mexico. And I'm going to show you an example where you can literally see weather being created over Area 51. It then gets shot with radar beams and then turns into a storm a few hundred miles in size, and you see it flow right through Arizona and into New Mexico. My friends, check this out. All right, in order to start understanding how this compares to Hurricane Helene and why this flooding was so bad, all you need to do is look at the last couple days, and what you're seeing is a low pressure system right here, literally spinning counterclockwise for multiple days in the same spot. It does not move. This alone is very rare to have a stalled out system just sitting for days, specifically in the southwest of the United States. And as we move to current time, we can see this basically just lifted off that area, and people are wondering why this flood took place. But what they don't understand is how rare of a situation it is and how close this was to exactly what happened with Hurricane Helene, and I'm going to explain that right now. All right, and here we are. So what we're looking for is another stalled out low pressure system. We can see it right here. This came down from Canada as Hurricane Helene was approaching the west coast of Florida, and it just sat there. And what happened was the hurricane eventually made landfall landfall and then swung up towards that low pressure system. And once they get close enough, they begin to interact. We call this the Fujiwara effect. And as you can see, that stalled out low pressure system completely affects Hurricane Helene and makes it bend into the west. And that's what puts this storm in North Carolina, Asheville, and the severe flooding we saw in Tennessee and western North Carolina. Again, my friends, this would not have happened if this low pressure system was not stalled out and kept in the middle of the United States right here. It's as if this thing was sitting here waiting to interact with the hurricane for it then to cause the hurricane to shoot in a western direction after making landfall. This is super rare for this to happen, but there it is, my friends. So somehow, some way, these low pressure systems are being put in place, and now when we jump back to the New Mexico situation, you can see we are dealing with the same exact situation. A low pressure system stalled out, not moving an inch right or left. Super, super rare for these to just stay in one spot, and then there came the moisture right there. So you see this red, that is eventually after a day of this spinning here, it's pulling up that moisture from the Pacific over Mexico, and then boom, explodes into Roswell, New Mexico. And that, my friends, is why I'm showing you how a lot of this can originate from places like Area 51, where there's no eyes seeing anything that's going on in the skies there. We had something being dropped in the sky, and then it was activated by those radar, and then eventually became a massive storm that was flowing across Arizona and right into New Mexico. All right, and just take a look at them right next to each other. Two different major weather situations causing devastating flooding, both of which were caused by a stalled out low pressure system that's already a rare situation on its own, and then it is then activated to then cause this flooding because these systems did not move. They just stayed over the same place, dumping feet of rain, and in turn, my friends, becomes another devastating flood. All right, so now I have this full clip that we can break down and you might be able to understand a little bit more. So this is what's happening here. We have a radar anomaly popping up, and as you can see, this is taking place directly over Area 51. So that's where this is originating from. These dots are being dropped over Area 51 and then shot with these lasers. And just to get everyone oriented, you can see right here, it is directly over Area 51. This is not made up. This is actually being dropped over that private property. And now we're going to go into detail and watch how they enhance it in real time. We're going to be watching this little speckle anomaly, and you're going to see it get zapped 2 different times. I'm going to go ahead and hit play, and you're going to see 2 zaps hit it. And just as that happens, another part of this begins to peel off. Watch this. 1, 2. And as soon as that happens, this part peels right off. Let's backtrack, and you're going to see the 2 beams. Here is 1 right there. There is the second right there. And then watch as this little system here gets bigger with a piece of it trailing off right after the beams hit it. This is unbelievable stuff. And you could see that it's also being shot from different radar towers as it scoots across the states here. Now, keep in mind how big this is. This is an entire state right here. This is Nevada. Let's backtrack and see how big this thing gets over time. It begins as just these little dots. It gets hit with that double zap, and then here we go. Watch how this thing changes. Watch how fast it's moving, and you can see it being hit all the way back and forth. So let's do it again. All the way back to the beginning. We'll start with the first beam right here and the creation of these little specks. There was absolutely no moisture or any weather in this area whatsoever. Keep in mind, this is Nevada and Southern California. And we move forward again. Zap number 1. There is zap number 2. We begin the peel off phase, and then it just begins to get bigger and bigger. And you can see other towers hitting it from different places as it passes by. Just a very weird anomaly that I caught, and it seemingly shows a system being created from nothing. Watch, if we backtrack another frame, this thing disappears. There's nothing there. The very next frame, we get the dots in the first beam, and then we see it get hit and hit over and over again, even from down in this area, and then boom, we have a full-fledged weather system created from little specks over Area 51. My friends, I've proven over and over that weather manipulation is real, and they do it all the time. In fact, it's on the NOAA website. You can go read about it yourself, and they explain what you need to do if you want to do your own weather modification. All right, my friends, with that said, that is what I got for you for today. I'll bring you any updates I find. Shout out to Canada. Please share this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Go follow him. Stay in the know. We got our own meteorologist. Shout out to Into Thin Air. Literally. That was out of thin air. Bro, he broke that down, didn't he? Salute. It's great to have people like that who know them weather maps and forecasts. This was definitely a mind bender.
Hey, it's Glamham. It's no secret that this flight pattern has bothered me and a lot of people. Flying 2 weeks before Hurricane Helene was announced, mainly because it's around here. So I thought, where else has this special NASA P3 Orion flown? Go look and I see, Ontario, California. So I track it. Seems to be doing some exploring of the Salton Sea, and then definitely seems to be very interested in the area near the Salton Sea. So I think, does NASA have something to do with the Salton Sea? Well, it does, big time. Apparently, since 2008, NASA has had a presence there. Now, I'm sure there's tons of biology and geology reasons that NASA would have been there. But I look at this. What is at the bottom of the Salton Sea? Lithium. And I feel, what? Not just any lithium, the world's biggest deposit of lithium in geothermal brine. Enough to produce batteries for 375 million electric cars. I have no particular direction I'm going with this video. All I know is, once again, I thought that is a coincidence. See you in the comments. Take care.
We know the Antichrist sits on the throne of God in the third temple in Jerusalem during his reign in the tribulation. So anytime there's mention of a third temple, we're going to be paying attention. This article is a little odd to me, so we're going to be talking about it. So the title says, with eyes on winning war, building third Jewish temple, Ark replica shown in Jerusalem. So an exact replica of the Ark of the Covenant was displayed at the King David Hotel in Jerusalem for the first time. The replica took apparently 3.5 years to build, and it took 17 volunteers, according to Jake, who's the architect who prefers to remain anonymous. Now, this is supposed to be just a replica, but how they talk about it is a little odd to me. So Jake told attendees that the replica Ark might be providing some symbolic military assistance already. We brought it to Israel to get it reattached to all of the places it was before. We actually visited Shiloh. Jake hopes the replica Ark can be used more formally in the current war. We would like to bring it to a number of military camps. It was a project designed to bring peace to the world and to bring victory to the land of Israel and to bring peace and kindness to America again. Now, they took a Torah scroll from Thessalonica in Greece and put it inside the Ark replica. And he says, when we finally got the Torah delivered to us, it was this morning and it was at the city of David. When that Torah was put in, this Ark became weaponized. That's a weird thing to say for just a replica that you made. There is going to be a force that is absolutely so powerful that it's going to be something that we've seen in the movies, but for good. Now we can see with our own eyes something which we have missed for 2,000 years. We have never seen such things. We've heard about them, we've learned about them, we see pictures, but we have never seen them in real life. This is where it gets even more odd to me. So it wasn't clear if the replica Ark would remain in Jerusalem long term or return to the United States. It says here, the replica has already visited Mar-a-Lago. So they took it to Mar-a-Lago first before they unveiled it to the public. This article says the Ark has already traveled to notable locations, including Shiloh, the ancient site of the tabernacle. Those two make sense. But then it says, and even Mar-a-Lago. We can find this. A replica has been sitting at Mar-a-Lago as early as January of this year. So my questions are these. Why would Jake not want his name associated with this project? If this is just a replica and it's done this beautifully and this accurately and it's this historically monumental and it already has military influence, why would you not want your name associated with such a project? Second question is, why has it been sitting at Mar-a-Lago for 9 months before they unveiled it to the public in Jerusalem? And Mar-a-Lago is listed as a notable location that they took it to. That's very odd to me. Listen, we are literally being lied to on a daily basis, left and right, on a daily basis. We actually have to question everything. And if the last 5 years has taught me anything, it's that when you're reading an article and you're researching it and things just aren't adding up, they're not making sense, your assumptions are usually correct. The Temple Institute tells us they have everything ready to start building the third temple. Everything. They are 100% ready. That means they have the vessels ready, the garments are ready. They even tell the public they know where the ark is, and at the right time, they will go and get it. When the original Ark of the Covenant was moved out of Jerusalem, they had it wrapped in a stone kind of a casket, because they had to do it, in public, and they couldn't just take the Ark of the Covenant out because people would obviously know. What if they're telling us that this is a replica because they are moving it into Jerusalem to get ready for the third temple to be built? And they can't just move it and have it ready because people would see it and be like, oh my gosh, what is that? So they're telling the public that it's a replica, even though they talk about it like it's the original. I could be completely wrong with this. I could be completely in left field and this is just a replica and I'm making too much of it. But it is just odd the way they talk about this thing being just a replica. And it's also weird why it would be housed at Mar-a-Lago. And it's also weird when you see articles like this, it just has me wondering what is really going on.
That's the $1 million question. What's really going on? Shout out to Ashley Hayes 2.0. We seen Billy Carson in the original spot where the covenant was, and he had to move it. I understand shallow, but Mar-a-Lago? Very interesting. Especially the part where it said it could be weaponized and show us things we never seen that could only be seen in movies.
Did y'all see that there's also these new Tesla dogs as well? Elon Musk is not playing, y'all. He literally made a dog to replace your dog. Not only that, but they came out with a Tesla horse. And they also have a cheetah Tesla prototype that they're working on currently right now, y'all. And this thing is doing all kinds of flips and tricks. And get a little of this, not only that, but they also have a monkey prototype that they are currently working on. What is Elon Musk trying to do? What is going on? Why is Tesla creating all these things? I mean, did you hear what Elon Musk had to say, y'all? Check this out.
Probably none of us will have a job. There will be, but in that benign scenario, there would be universal high income. Not universal basic income, universal high income. There would be no shortage of business. If a computer can do, and the robots can do everything better than you, then what does your life have meaning?
And I guess this is the reason why they're creating all these animals to go with these humans, and then these robots trying to be us.
Trying to learn how to be as human as you guys are.
And the crazy thing is, this is supposedly happening in our lifetime. We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait for movies to come out. This is happening right now. But yes, y'all, let me know what you guys think about this video. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only, y'all. Let's continue to get this shift. Peace in.
Shout out to Conscious Juice. I had to say, I was like, man, this is AI. This can't be real. If it is, I'm convinced Elon Musk is trying to make the Transformers.
Hey, it's Glam, and well, my heart did skip a beat tonight. Do we have another blob? Someone tagged me in a video by Open-Minded Scott. And look at this. Scott found a blob off the coast of Alaska, 3 miles wide, and it apparently travelled. Well, obviously I had to head straight over from Bouvet Island, where I'm generally found, and I can't tell you how excited I was to try and find this myself. I start looking for the strange windy path, and there it is, a wiggly path with a perfectly formed little blob and a baby blob. Is it spawning? Is it part of a ocean floor armada? I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm in love. Seems the blob might have competition. I'll see you in the comments. Take care.
And That's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed tonight's rabbit hole. If you haven't already, please take a second
just to smash that like, subscribe, ring that notification bell.
just to make sure the algorithm know what's up. So what we gonna do, y'all? That's right, run these numbers up. Thanks again. Until next time.